First, let me clarify. I want to thank the chairman and ranking member and, of course, the chairman of the full committee for the work they've done on this legislation. I have a statement to read, and then I'm going to ask unanimous consent for amending my amendment, and I do believe we have agreement on that.
Okay, we do have the amendment, is that correct? And without objection will be considered as read. Recognized.
Mr. Chairman, I was here in Congress when the southern sea otter was listed as threatened under the Endangered Species Act. The concern at that time of listing was the population was so small and confined to one area that it could be devastated by a catastrophic event, which the Fish and Wildlife Service defined as an oil spill. The Fish and Wildlife Service developed a recovery plan for the sea otter that included moving part of the sea otter population to San Nicolas Island. Congress passed Public Law 99625 to authorize the service to undertake this translocation program. At the time, the fishing industry brought into the program because the service had committed to return sea otters to the management area back to the St. Nicholas Island translocation area away from the fisheries the industry depended on. As usually the case, the fishing industry got the short end of the stick with regard to the implication of the translocation program. The service determined the translocation program to be a failure and did not move the San Nicolas Island sea otters back to the coastal parent population. The sea otters are now expanding south from the parent population and growing in numbers at San Nicolas Island and are eating the fishermen's livelihood. The fishermen worked in good faith to help restore the sea otter population. I believe the service has ignored its responsibilities under Public Law 99625. While many may want to ignore the fishermen, I do believe we should honor the commitment made to them with the translocation program was first developed. My amendment would require the Secretary of Interior to evaluate the expansion of the sea otter population and determine the economic impact the expansion has on the fishing industry. As this species recovers and expands its range, it will continue to compete with the fishing industry for shellfish. The service let the fishing industry down under the translocation program. The Secretary should be required to monitor the effects of the sea otter expansion and has the fishing industry, which it also depends on the shellfish resource. The amendment will also add a termination date to the bill. And as I read the bill now, if the sea otter were to be taken off the endangered species list, the Secretary would still have to meet the requirements of the bill. The termination date makes it clear that as the sea otter population recovers, this legislation will no longer be in effect. And Mr. Chairman, I don't like studies, so I'm going to ask unanimous consent right now to modify amendment to strike everything before the second reference and add at the end the following, and that's the termination date of this act.
General Lady from Guam is recognized.
Mr. Chairman, I have no objection to the amendment as modified by the gentleman, and I support its adoption and urge adoption of the bill.
I thank the good lady. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
With that, okay, the chair will also support the gentleman's amendment as a way of saying happy birthday a day late. Question?
Oh, I like to have a birthday every day.
Questions on the gentleman from Alaska's amendment as amended? Yeah. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, no. Opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Are there further amendments to the gentle lady's substitute?